Elle Ingalls here. I think I am live. Facebook has done a bunch of new things. Welcome to Living Pressure Free with Elle. I am Elle Ingalls, creator of the Pressure Free Method. And today, what I want to talk to you about is listening. Listening. Um, we cannot hear people if we are talking. And here's something I've learned over the last 10 years, going deep into my research. We actually can't hear people if we're stressed. So that's why there's so much miscommunication, is because it's very difficult to actually hear another person and focus on the words and understand the words if we've released the fight or flight stress response. When we go into fight or flight, we're in our reptile brain. So this whole outer brain, the cortex, the hippocampus back here, all of this basically powers down somewhat so that you're in your survival brain. When you're in your survival brain, all of the function required for you to create memory, for you to remember anything, for you to make decisions and have willpower, and for you to actually hear words and be able to assimilate them in your brain, that is all depowered. So if you really want to have real conversations, if you really want to get to the heart of some things, I encourage you to take a step back and make sure that you're not in a stressed mood, that you're really in a calm disposition, and that you spend more time listening, you're quiet, so that you can really take in information. Here's what we tend to do too. We tend to rehearse what we're going to say next when someone's talking, so that we're not even really hearing what they're saying. We've got our own agenda and we want to push that agenda. And if you're in fight or flight or have triggered the stress hormones at all in your day, you're desperate for your agenda to be heard. So it's very difficult to have a real conversation, especially if you've triggered fight or flight. So we need to back down a little bit, relax our abs, really breathe deeply down, and give yourself a moment to keep a little more silent and really listen. When you really listen to anyone, to another adult, to a child, when you really listen, they're going to feel like they were heard. And they're also going to feel like they were seen. Because in fight or flight, our vision gets weird too. And it will look like we're not even really focusing on the other person when they're speaking. So if you really want to have real conversation, we've got to strip out this stress piece. And when you can do that, you'll be able to hear, you'll be able to really listen and assimilate, you'll be able to really see the other person, you'll stop all that rehearsing, and you'll be able to take in what they say. You won't be in such a hurry to spit out your own agenda. So you can really have a beautiful conversation and you can get to interesting solutions because you're in a different space. So I encourage you to play with this. I used to finish people's sentences. I'll be honest. I used to finish people's sentences because I couldn't wait to get to my point. And that's because I was an adrenaline junkie. I was living on that adrenaline. It was pushing me, pushing me, pushing me all the time. And so it's been fascinating to watch my own transformation and own change, to actually get to hear people now and really listen to them and stop trying to change everything and fix everything and be in that mode that just doesn't lead to real conversation and real understanding. And especially with children too, when you can really listen to them and give them the space and the patience to talk at their pace, which sometimes is slower, and let them really share. So I'm sharing this today because I know that people are having a lot of interesting and fascinating conversations for solutions. And in order for that to really happen, it'd be so cool if you can slow down a little bit and make sure that you're really listening, that you're not in a stress-based mode, so that you can really take it in. And don't rehearse what you're going to say next. Really listen to the other person. And then take your time to respond back. Maybe you're not even going to respond. Maybe there'll be some silence. Silence is okay. It's okay to have a little silence in a dialogue when you're going back and forth. And if somebody asks you a question that you're not prepared to answer yet, you can say, I don't really have an answer for that quite yet. And so I just had to come on today to share this thought about my own experience with being able to listen and hear, which was vastly different. Everything changed for me in 2010. And learning that stress is the reason why there's so much miscommunication today. It's the number one cause of miscommunication because we can't listen, we can't hear, we can't even make a memory of what someone has told us. It will be warped by being in fight or flight. So I hope that's helpful. Meaningful conversation is so important and so beautiful. And I would love to be a catalyst to help that happen for you and for the people that you care about and that you love on this planet. So have a beautiful, pressure-free evening, and may your conversations be meaningful and not quite in such a hurry. Thanks. Bye.